Well, as I sit here and eat my peanut butter and jelly, thought I'd talk about some things that I got coming up. I just signed up to volunteer at Liberty Wildlife, which is a really cool refuge it's mainly birds, but they take in all kinds of animals, but the main thing that they have there is birds. And I spent a lot of time there yesterday. Just felt really connected to the whole situation there. You know, they bring in birds that have been injured. Either they fall out of their nests, or they get tangled up in fishing line. There's all kinds of these different things that affect these birds. And what's crazy is that a lot of it is because of us. There's nothing persuading me to volunteer other than just wanting to do good. I just want to be a part of something that's bigger than me. And I'm just combining these elements. I have this whole hiking thing going for me. I love getting out here and just enjoying nature and just soaking it in, for the time that I'm here, and then the time that I return to the city and get back into the grind and tattoo and go through my day-to-day and stuff. This is a nice little escape. Makes all that time that I spend running around and all that chaos and everything worth it. You gotta take the time for yourself to come out here and enjoy this. So there's no one's gonna do it for you. I can make these videos. I can share all my pictures and stuff from my hikes and stuff, but it doesn't replace the experience of actually being out here. You gotta get up and you gotta get out. Get up and get out. I can talk about maybe why I'm so driven to come out here and enjoy this too, because it was a few years. I didn't really do anything active, and growing up I was always a really active kid. There was that component missing. I'm gonna take a second to talk about depression. Maybe what some of you guys don't know is that I fight depression quite regularly on a regular basis. I fight depression, and that's part of me coming out here and being in nature and reconnecting with everything. And time slows down. You get a second to feel the breeze, hear the birds chirping. I haven't lived in Arizona my whole life. I was born and raised in Wyoming. And pretty much once I graduated high school, I moved to Colorado. Love Colorado. Started going to the Art Institute there, and quickly realized within the first semester that I was there that was not for me. I hated school. I didn't want to be in school again. But so I dropped out without even finishing the first semester. And I was living with some friends and stuff, and kind of just lost my direction. I'd already done almost a year's worth of an apprenticeship, and that was something that I knew I wanted to do. I just felt lost, and I quickly fell into a really deep depression, and I don't even think I realized how bad it got, or how serious it was, until days had passed by, and I was basically being a hermit. I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking any water really, and before I knew it, a week had passed by. My parents had been trying to get a hold of me, kept trying to call me. Finally they decided they were just going to drive from Gillette, Wyoming to my apartment in Colorado, where they basically had to bust in and carry me to the vehicle because I was so dehydrated and malnourished and everything. And looking back on that now, it's like I don't even understand it. I don't even understand how I let myself get that far. I fell into it for just a few days. And before I knew it, I would just time was just flying by, and I don't even know how to put words to it. It was a very sad time. And thank goodness, my parents showed up to help me out. They took me to the hospital because there was something obviously wrong. And I wasn't doing any drugs. I may be smoking a little bit of weed or something, but I wasn't doing any hard drugs. They took me to the hospital, and I quickly sucked down. They hooked me up to an IV, and I quickly sucked down 4 bags. And even the doctor and everything said, he's like, "You're lucky. So honestly, you're lucky to be alive." And I should have realized that was that was a big deal, at that time. But I don't know what it was. I just it was just a thing, Anyways, after I kind of got better and everything, and I felt like I needed to move home. I needed to be nursed in some way. My spirit needed to be nursed. My soul needed nursing. And that was right about the time that my dad had moved jobs. And he landed an engineering job where he was kind of working in more as a salesman and stuff. But he was, he had just moved jobs and moved to Arizona for this new opportunity and everything. And I needed to move home and move. So I ended up in Arizona. I started pursuing the tattooing thing even harder again. I kind of picked up another apprenticeship. Started learning more about tattooing and everything. And, before I knew it, I was tattooing. And kind of got lost in that whole beginning stages of everything, trying to get my business off the ground. But still, I still fought with that depression. I don't think I realized what I needed to try to stay ahead of that, to keep myself from falling back into that hole and let myself just waste away. That's basically what I did. When I was in Colorado, I didn't care about nothing. I was just totally content with just basically starving myself and letting myself waste away. I wasn't pushing towards the things that I know really mattered to me. I wasn't pushing my artwork so much. I wasn't being active and coming out here and hiking and stuff. That I was on this downhill slope, and I wasn't getting any better. You have to learn how to handle it. I know everybody gets sad and stuff, and some people get, more sad than others, and sometimes it's more frequent than others. But there's a way to stay ahead of that, and it's not. I don't believe it's medicine. I don't think it's, grabbing a joint and smoking a joint or whatever. It's that a lot of that stuff isn't solving anything. You're only masking it. You're only kind of blinding yourself from the issues and everything. You're not learning yourself. You're just kind of in this fog, where you're content and everything is okay, but you're not solving problems, and you're not making things better for yourself. And I really want to push this nature stuff. Just getting out here and enjoying it, man, has just been so healing. You can just get so down and out about everything, and you come out and you can take 2 steps into the woods, or you can walk. You can park your vehicle and just take a second to really soak it in and just feel it. And I believe that it has that healing power. You just have to be open to it. You know, what I've realized is that I can do all these different things though, and they all kind of like work together. They all kind of like coming out here, like all the tattoos and stuff that I do are the tattoos I love to do are, you know, nature inspired, and they're animals, or they're you know, landscape, or, you know, just anything that's related to nature just really gets me inspired, gets me motivated to do the best job that I could do on that piece. You know, and I'm gonna be doing more painting and stuff too to really try to push that. I've kind of found that already in some way, but I want to push it more and continue to grow that. And the only way that I can do that is by being more connected to nature. You know? So that's part of me volunteering at Liberty Wildlife, just get that much closer to the subjects that inspire me.